Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Barre. My name is Claire. I'm going to read our waiver and then we can go ahead and get started. So in order to make these classes as freely accessible as possible to our participants, we will be using a verbal warning and assumption of risk at the beginning of class. Participation in this online class is voluntary. Physical activity programs may result in injury, and by participating, you assume the risk of injury that may result from your participation. We strongly recommend that you participate from a space that is suitable for this activity. For example, make sure that you have moved nearby furniture and other potential hazards. If you are participating in yoga or a class that involves laying on the ground, we recommend using a mat, or if you don't have one, a carpeted area. Participants are encouraged to stop if they experience pain or injury and should seek appropriate medical advice or care as needed. William & Mary Health and Wellness strongly recommends that each participant have an annual physical examination and follow the advice of your healthcare provider before participating. But all right, with that, we can go ahead and get started. You guys can click play on your playlist if you want. We're going to start in a standing position on our mat or carpeted area, feet roughly shoulder distance apart. We're going to start, as always, with a slight bend in those legs, never locking those knees. And we're just going to start by rolling back our shoulders, waking ourselves up this morning, incorporating a slight plie as we come down and up. Whew. I always say, even though it's 11 o'clock, I feel like I'm always still waking up a little bit with you guys. So I love these nice stretches at the beginning of our warm-up. We can switch directions now, going to the front, feeling those shoulders curl, maybe deepening that plie a bit, feeling that stretch in the back of our calves. Good, we have 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're now going to turn our feet in and go into first position. So that is a slight V. Heels are almost touching, if not touching, but a comfortable stance. And we're going to plie, making a diamond shape with our legs and curving our arms out in front of us. So we're going to curve and stretch and open our chest. So we're curving forward, dropping that head, and then looking up towards the ceiling. Getting that chest open as you open up, and then curving that spine. Getting comfortable with our positions. So we have many experts here today. Good, we have 4, stretch, 3, 2, last 1. Good. We're now going to step our feet into a nice wide second position stance and turn our feet so they're facing towards the front of the room. And we're going to bring our arms above our head and flat back down. So we're drawing a straight line from our hips to our back, to our shoulders, to our arms. And we're just going to curve our arms behind us, feeling our shoulder blades squeeze together and then forward. So we're curving back and forward, feeling those shoulder blades squeeze and open. Waking up those arms a bit. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're just going to now bring those arms down to our mat, right between our toes, feeling that stretch on the back of our legs, blending our legs into a nice deep plie, and stretch. 1 more plie. Good. And then begin to slowly roll up, stacking each vertebra of your spine on top of each vertebra, then your shoulders, then your head. Good. We're going to start getting our heart rate a little bit more raised with some squats with a little bit of an added option. So we're going to bring our feet to shoulder distance apart, toes facing forward. We're going to make sure we have space behind us, in front of us, all around us. And we're going to shoot those hips back, keeping those knees above our ankles, feeling like we can still lift our toes. Nice proud chest here, meaning if there was words on your shirt, you could still read those words. And then we'll come up and straighten. So we're just getting comfortable with that squat, going forward and up. We're going to add on, but first we just want to get comfortable here, feeling our legs wake up this morning. Whew, I'm feeling this energy start to go throughout my body. Good. We have 4, 3, last 2, last 1. All right, we're going to add on now. So next time you come down to that squat, you're just going to drop your hand in between your feet and then bring it above your head. And then you're going to switch hands. So this is our low impact option. You can stay with this if you don't feel like jumping today, or you don't want to upset those downstairs neighbors. But if you feel like joining me, next time you come up, you can add a jump. Good, we're going for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Feeling that heart rate start to raise. We're going to keep that heart rate going by adding in some jumping jacks. Starting out with a lower impact option. We're just going to step our right foot out to the side, bring our arms above our head, and then in. And then left foot out and in. And we can do it double time. Good. Or you can join me in that added option of 20 jumping jacks starting now for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Feeling that heart rate start to raise. Let's start getting those muscles start burning a little bit. So coming back into that second position, wide stance. We're gonna bring our arms out to the side and get started with some nice grand plies in second position. So we're gonna come down, keeping those knees above our ankles, not going in front of those toes. Nice neutral spine, and then we'll straighten those arms. So coming down and up, drawing a nice circle with those arms, looking up to the sky when you straighten those legs. Good. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next time we're going to stay down. We're just going to pulse. Tiny little lifts and lowers. We can bring those arms below our body, in front of us, above our head, and out to the side. And then we can switch directions. So now our arms are going above our head, in front of us, below, and to the side. Now staying down in this lower position, stopping that pulse, and we're just gonna lift that right heel off the ground and lower it. Lift our left heel off the ground and lower it. So we're just lifting and lowering, alternating between our feet. Feeling that burn start to come in our legs. Feeling those muscles wake up. They're saying hello, good morning. We're starting. We're gonna go for 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Bring those arms down in front of you, straighten those legs. We're gonna come to the end of our mat to go down and finish up our warm-up. So we're gonna bring our arms above our head. And to finish up this warm-up, we're going to go down into our plank position for a little bit of a full body warm-up. So shooting those arms down, touching those toes, and then letting them walk yourself out into a plank position. Staying for our plank position, we want a nice long flat body, engaged core, drawing a straight line from those shoulders to those wrists, fingers nice and spread out, feeling that energy spiral. And then we're just gonna shoot those hips back, walk our fingers, walk ourselves up and straighten. We're just doing these plank walk-ups to finish up our warm-up. Feeling our body wake up, bending those legs slightly as we come up. That's 2, we're doing 10. So this is 3, coming into that plank position, holding, and then coming back. This is 4. Getting those arms start to fire up. This is 5, we're halfway through. We're going for 6. Good. We're going for 7. We have 2, 3 more. This is 8. Holding that plank. And back, we have 2 more. This is 9. I'm starting to feel that in my arms. I don't know about you guys. Last one. Good. Staying down in this plank position, we're just gonna drop our knees, shoot those hips back, and take a breath. That finishes up our warm-up. We're now gonna go into our arm section. Good. And good news for today's arm section, there will be no push-ups, so we can go into our standing section starting off. So if you want to grab a quick sip of water with me, I encourage you to do so. We're going to start with a no weight arms exercise, and then we'll grab those light hand weights for that option if you want them. We're going to start with one of my favorite combinations in standing to get those arms nice woken up. No weights needed. We'll feel that burn. Some of my regulars might know what's coming. We're gonna keep our feet shoulder distance apart, slight bend in those legs. We're just gonna bring our arms out to the side. We're doing those big, medium, small, small, medium, big arm circles. So my challenge, as always, is to keep those arms lifted throughout the entire exercise. But if that's not what you're feeling today, no worries. Drop those arms, shake them out, and join us back up again. But we're gonna start with those hands out to the side, palms facing down, and we're just gonna start with drawing those nice, big arm circles forward. This is a great time to get lost in the music if you're listening to it, or the sound of my voice, as we'll be here for a while together doing these nice arm circles this morning. Good. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now we're going into that medium range. So our circles are a little bit faster, a little bit smaller. Maybe those arms are starting to burn a bit. That is completely normal. But if not, I'm sure they will soon. Keeping that slight bend in those knees, never locking them to protect them. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going into those small circles. So even faster, even smaller, very small range of motion, but those arms are starting to burn. Good job, guys, keeping that slight bend, getting lots of the music or the sound of my voice. You're thinking about whatever you want to think about, your intentions that you set for today. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping them lifted. We are now going backwards. So we're changing directions. We're doing those tiny circles backwards. Oh, I always really feel that when we change directions, but you guys are doing great. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're now going into that medium range. I also always feel it when we shift to the medium range going backwards. Good. Those arms are feeling it. We're going a little bit slower, a little bit bigger. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're now going into that big range backwards for 8, 7, we're so close, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. Take a minute, shake out those arms. We're gonna do a quick little chest press with no weights before we go into our weight section. So we're gonna start with a nice prayer pulse. So a slight bend of those knees, maybe a little bit deeper. We're gonna bring our hands together and our forearms like so, leaning slightly forward. And we're just gonna do tiny pulses up, feeling that in our chest area right here, that tiny pulse slightly tilted forward, keeping that gaze fixed in front of you to protect that neck. Good. If you're listening to music, I think it's fun to do it to the beat of the music. Just kind of letting the music take you where it needs to go. Good. We have 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. You guys can drop those arms. Shake them out for a second. Grab a quick sip of water if you want. We are now going to go into that standing arm section with those weights. So if you want to join me in grabbing those light hand weights, we're going to start with a slightly wider stance, feet still facing forward. We're going to bring our arms out to the side with our palms facing up with a slight bend in those arms, around 45 degrees. And we're going to be doing tiny pulses up, like so. So we're going to be here for a while. We're doing 40. We're already started. I'm already counting. But keep those tiny lifts, slight bend in those knees, in those arms. We have 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can keep those arms lifted. We're now just going to tilt those palms so they're facing down like so. And you're gonna pretend there's a string right here on your tricep forearm area, and it's just pulling you up slightly. So we're feeling that squeeze in our back a bit. It's kind of going not directly up, more towards the back of the room. These are slight little squeezes back. Good. I'm feeling it. You guys are doing great. I'm working without sweat. Good. We have 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Those are really challenging. So take a minute, shake out those arms. We're now going to work those shoulders, that chest a little bit more with a fun little twist on some goalposts. So we're going to bring those arms out to our side. As always, if you need to drop those weights, no worries. And we're going to be doing goalposts, but in a slightly different variety. So we're just going to start by slowly bouncing those arms in towards our center and then slowly bouncing them out. So it's really an intentional lift more so than a bounce. We're just tiny lifts in, tiny lifts out. Keeping that slight bend in those legs, never locking those knees. I'm feeling that burn in all of my arms. Whew. I missed having this class last week because I always say it's an amazing excuse to get me to clean my room because you guys have to see it and I don't want to subject you to the point where I've been where I'm studying for tests and it just becomes like a tornado in here. So thank you guys for keeping me honest. Good. We have 4 more. This is 3. We have 2. Last 1. Good. Take a minute, shake out those arms again. That's another challenging one. It's a challenging arm section, so you guys are doing great. We're now gonna work those shoulders a bit more with one of the most challenging, but one of my most favorite arms exercises. We're gonna bring those arms right in front of us, that 90-degree bend staying, and we're just doing tiny pulses up to work those shoulders. I always say it's amazing how much burn you can feel by just high repetition movement, even with these little hand weights. I'm feeling it. I felt it with those arm circles with no hand weights. These 2 cans of chickpeas always get the job done. A funny story to distract you guys. My friends came into my room last week and they were like, Claire, why are there cans of chickpeas on your dresser? I don't understand. Like, why do you keep that there? And I have to explain to them, I always keep them here for bar and I just forgot to take them out. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Shake out those arms. Hopefully my story distracted you a bit. We're now gonna work those biceps a bit. So we're gonna bring our arms to our sides, elbows nice and glued to our sides. And we're going to keep our arms bent directly in front of us like so. This will be our resting position, not fully extended. So we're resting here and we're just gonna curl in and out. Feeling that nice squeeze in those arms when you come up and down. This is a low weight exercise, so we make our own tension by squeezing at the top and lowering, but never fully extending. Good. Keeping that slight bend in those knees, never locking them. I always forget, so I like to remind everyone. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. We're now going to work those triceps a bit. So the back of those arms right here, you have an option. You can keep one weight, you can keep both weights, or no weights. What we're going to be doing some tricep dips. So keeping those arms above your head. If you have both weights, pressing them together. If you have one weight, holding it with both hands. If you have no weights, just putting your hands together like so. Whatever option you want. We're going to bring those arms above our head, and we're just going to slowly extend down and then come back up. Good. So we're feeling down the back of that arm, that tricep here. Keeping that gaze fixed in front of you to protect that neck. Good job. Nice slow dips down and up. We have 4 more and then we're going to stay down and pulse. So this is 3. This is 2. Last one, we're staying down and pulsing down. Pulses down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Drop those weights, take a minute, shake them out. It was funny when you guys we were all in the same pose. I was like, are we frozen? No, we're just all in sync. We're gonna finish up this arms workout by working out one of our biggest muscle groups, our lats here, with some nice W's. So coming out into a nice wide stance, those feet are turned out. We're gonna bring our hands to the sides of our bodies, palms facing in. And I like to say, picture you have 2 really heavy strings that are attached to really heavy boulders on the end of them. And we're just going to pull those arms in, squeezing our elbows to the side, and then coming back out. And then once we get comfortable here, we can add on when we squeeze in with adding in a nice second position, grand plie. I just like to picture the boulders. It makes me feel really strong. It makes me feel like I don't know. I always like to say like Wonder Woman or something. Just pulling them in and then extending out. I never thought, fun fact, I would watch a 4-hour version of the Justice League because I did not like the first version, but Zack Snyder did convince me to watch his version, and it was much better, I will say. But 4 hours, I don't know if any movie should be 4 hours. I think a nice 2 cut off is great. This is my film major coming out to distract you guys as we have 8 in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Good job, guys. You can drop those light hand weights. That finishes up our arm section. Let's stretch out those arms before we go into our leg section. Let's start by bringing that right arm in front of our body, grabbing in front of or behind that elbow joint, but not on it. Feeling that nice stretch in those arms. Maybe shifting your weight from side to side. Whew, that was a tough one, so great job, guys. And then let's let that right arm go behind us, pressing down on our elbow, letting those fingers walk down our spine. Good. And then we can shift to our other arm. So bringing that left arm across our body, not grabbing on the joint, feeling that nice stretch, shifting that weight. You can sway to the music if you want. And then we can let that hand walk down our spine, pushing down on it, feeling those fingers walk down. Good. And then to finish up this stretch, let's just bring those arms behind us, interlocking those fingers, and then flipping them inside out to open up our chest. And if you want to deepen the stretch a bit, you can lean forward, let those hands come forward to just really open up that chest here. We did a lot of chest exercises, so it feels amazing. All right, great work. We can unlock those fingers. If you want to join me in grabbing a quick sip of water, we can go into our standing bar portion. So our standing bar portion has 3 exercises on both sides with a fun little change up in the end, just to keep us on our toes. So for these movements, I want you to make sure you have room behind you, to the side of you, not really so much in front of you, but side of you and behind you. We'll be doing some lifts and plies to make sure we have that room. Starting off with one hand on the bar, we are going to cross our right leg behind our left, keeping those hips square to do some curtsy lunges. So we're going to bring those knees out. They're slightly going out to each side. We're coming down and straightening. Down and straightening. You can keep your hand on your hip, or if you want, you can put it above your head. Just to keep that ballet etiquette going as we go into our bar portion. We're going to add on, but first we just want to get comfortable here. Picturing maybe there's a string on top of that forehead and it's pulling you up to keep that upper body nice and lifted. Good. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Next time we're going to go down and we're going to come up into releve. So that brings that toe right by that knee. Nice little triangle shape here. And then we're coming back into that curtsy lunge. So up, lifted, and down. Once again, picturing that string lifting you up and then lowering you down. Good. We're going to add on, but we're staying here for now. You can stay with that curtsy lunge if this releve is too much, or you can keep joining us with those added options. Good. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Next time, we're going to curtsy lunge down, and this time we're going to collapse our rib cage in towards our hip, bring that opposite elbow to, or same elbow to knee, to crunch in and then down. So we're coming in and down. We're starting to work the obliques a bit. This is our final option for this movement. So stay strong before we go into our pulsing. Good, we have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're staying down and pulsing. Tiny pulses for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten those legs. We're going to finish with 4 full curtsy lunges just to really round out those muscles. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good job. That was a challenging combination. We'll repeat that on the other side. But first we'll do some movements in between to change it up a bit. So we're going to keep that inside hand on the bar. Toes facing forward. You can turn out that inside leg slightly. You're going to cross that right leg in front of you with a pointed toe and then lift it to the side, keeping it turned in, meaning that knee is facing towards the front of the room. It's not the height that matters here, it's the correct positioning to really work the outside of that glute. So you're crossing in front, seeing that squeeze on the inner thigh, and then out to the side. So cross in front, out to the side, keeping a slight bend on that standing leg, just to ensure we're not locking that knee. Ooh, and then the outside of that leg, maybe that hip a bit, inside leg 2, and our thigh, or inner thigh here. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and next time we come up, we're going to stay up and pulse for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower that leg. Take a minute, challenge your combination. Regain your breath. If you want to grab a quick sip of water, you can. We have one more combination in this standing bar section before we repeat it all on the other side. So for our last combination, we're going to have both hands on the bar. We're going to turn out our feet into first position like we were doing earlier in our warm-up, and we're going to bring our right leg into releve. So we're going to bring that toe so it's faced on the outside of that knee, so facing right where the back of the knee is. That's where we're going to keep our toe. And we're just going to extend it out into a nice leg extension. My mind is blanking on this. Good. arabesque. My ballet teachers are cringing somewhere, but you guys look great. So we're tilting forward slightly and then lifting back up, really using that standing leg to lift us back up and lower us forward. Good. Really burning out those glutes today. Feeling that nice tilt forward and then tilt back up. If you have a rolling chair like me, making sure it's staying steady. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're gonna keep it out and pulse for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower those legs, take a minute, regain your breath. I'm going to shift my chair / bar to the other side, just so I can keep seeing all of your lovely faces. And tilt it forward just since I like to go backwards. All right, if you want, grab a quick sip of water with me. We're gonna go, I'll repeat that all on the other side. So we're gonna start off with that inside hand on the bar. That for me now, that's my right hand. And we're going to cross that outside leg. So for me, that's my left, behind our right, keeping those hips square to the front. I always like to say, picture there are 2 spotlights on those hips. They want to be facing towards the front of the room. And we're just going to curtsy lunge down and up. So pretending we're curtsying and up like a ballerina, or we can keep our head, hand above our head like so, not too tired from our arm section. Good. Just getting comfortable here. Maybe those legs are already starting to feel like that fatigue. If you're just using them on the other side. Good. We have 8, 7, we're gonna add on 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time when you come up, we're going to bring that leg into releve, that toe on the outside of that knee or below, however comfortable you're feeling, and then we'll go back into that curtsy lunge. So up and then down. Once again, picturing that string on your head, it's lifting you up and then letting you go back down. Like we're all little puppets and there's a marionette above us, pulling onto our heads, lifting us up and down. Good. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time when we come up, we're collapsing that rib cage in towards that knee, bringing elbow to knee, and then back down. So we're engaging that oblique now. Really doing a full body workout here. Good, we have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time we're staying down in that curtsy lunge. We're pulsing for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten those legs. We're doing 4 full. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Take a minute, regain your breath. That's 1 movement done. We have 2 more on the standing bar portion. All right, so with 1 hand on the bar, we can turn out those legs slightly so that inside leg is in a first position. And we're going to cross our outside leg. So for me, that's my left in front of our right. Really feeling this nice squeeze in our thighs here. before we lift it to the side, knee facing towards the front of the room, and then cross again. So we don't want to tilt our hips too much here. We really want to lift from the outside of that glute and lower. We're not ballerinas, so it does not have to be up to our ears. It can just be to the side, really feeling that nice lift here, and then our squeeze in between. Nice. Good job, everyone. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're staying lifted and pulsing for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bend those legs. If you're getting rough, I am feeling sweaty this morning. Maybe you guys are too, but I'm there with you. All right, to finish up this leg section, we're going to turn in towards our bar. Both hands on the bar, coming back into that first position that we were doing in our warm-up and before. And now we're going to bring, for me, my left leg, whatever leg you didn't use before, up into releve, keeping that toe on the outside of that back of the knee. So right here, it can be below, it can be above, but we're just going to tilt forward and extend into arabesque and lift ourselves back up, really using that standing glute to tilt yourself back, développé out, and then come back in. Good. Tilting forward and back, really keeping those hips even, not letting it open up to the side, keeping them square, still picturing those spotlights on those hips. It's like we're in cars. We have spotlights right by our Oriana's. The logic of cars never ceases to confuse me. Were there humans that built them? Are they humans that turned into cars? It's many questions that come to mind when you watch that movie. Maybe you shouldn't be questioning a kid's movie like that, but I don't know why I do. Just some thoughts with you this Saturday morning. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're staying up and finishing pulsing with 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Take a moment, lower your legs. Let's stretch them out really quickly before we go into our core section. So we're going to start by crossing that right leg over that left with a flexed foot for a nice standing chair stretch, shooting those hips back, feeling that stretch in those glutes. Good. Using that bar to balance you. And we can switch each, crossing that left leg over that right. Nice flex foot, shooting those hips back, feeling that stretch in those glutes. Good. We can discard that bar now. We won't need it again for today's class. We can now go into our core section. We are going to start off on our back and do some work on our abdominals, our whole core, and incorporating a little bit of a different kind of dancing ballet. So we're going to start by bringing our feet out in front of us like so, and planting our hands right by our shoulders with our fingers facing towards our toes, like we're about to do a reverse plank, which we are, but we're going to add on. So keeping that gaze in front of you, you're going to lift those hips, tucking in that chin so you're looking down towards your toes. This is the reverse plank. You can stay here, or you can join me in incorporating some French dance, which is ballet, but a different kind, with some can-can kicks by bringing in our right knee into our stomach, out, and then kick it up. And then we'll switch legs. So left knee in, out, kick, and down. So we're can-can dancers. We're in the Moulin Rouge. The weirdest kind of can-can ever, but works that core, get those legs moving, and it's a little bit of a fun movement. Good, we have 4. We have 3. We have 2 more. Last one, or last two, but last combo. Good. Lower yourself down. Take a minute. Take some weight off those wrists. Good. That's just a fun little combination. We're putting some laundry stance into today's class. We're now going to work the back of that core before we go into our abdominals by flipping onto our stomach, into our mat. I like to call this, for me, my Claire, you need to vacuum move, because it makes me look directly at my floor and remind me that I need to vacuum. So we're gonna pretend that our feet are glued to the mat. We're gonna bring our elbows to our temples, gaze fixed onto our mat right here. And we're just going to lift our trunk and lower down, not letting those feet lift. Good. So we're feeling this in our back, the back of our core, as well as our glutes. Good. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just going to stay lifted, lift those feet off the ground now, bring our arms down in front of us, and we're just going to butterfly those arms and feet for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Good. We are now going to flip onto our back to finish up this core workout strong before we go into our cool down. So coming onto our back, we are going to start by doing some nice full body lifts to really start by incorporating that whole core. We are going to bring our opposite elbow to opposite knee, using our core lift as like so with a twist. So we're coming up like we're about to run into a marathon and back down. We're going to repeat on the same side. Good. So we're lifting, using that core to lift us, almost like we're being caught in the act, freeze, and then back down. Good. So up and down. Not using momentum, using that core to squeeze up and down. We have 5. Good. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Coming down, we're just going to take a moment, regain your breath, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. So bringing opposite elbow to opposite knee, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we're coming up, twist, and back down. That's 1. This is 2. We're doing 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, last 1, 10. Good job coming down. That's a really challenging move, so you guys did great. We're going to finish off today's legs workout with a little bit of a combination for our bicycle movement. So we're going to shift so that bottom of our back is nice and pressed into the mat. And we're going to start by bringing those feet above our hips like so, nice straight legs. And we're just going to start by doing a 90 degrees bicycle crunch. So we're going to bring that foot down to your knee, opposite elbow to knee, and then up, keeping those shoulders lifted, switching positions. So we're starting here. If it is too much on your neck, you can drop those shoulders and do it without the lifted shoulders. We're staying here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We now have our next option. We're going to lower those feet down to 45 degrees or below 45 degrees to finish with some bicycle twists like so for 20, picking whatever option you want. If you want to keep those feet up here, absolutely you can. It's whatever you're feeling to finish off today's class before we go into our cool down, starting in 3, 2, 1. So we're going for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring those legs in, hug them nice and tight. That finishes up our work of our class. Now, here comes the amazing cool down. If you want to switch to the end of the music, there's some cool down music, or you can just join me in getting recentered with your breath. Breathing in through your nose, and then exhaling. One more breath in. Shoot that left leg out, keeping that right leg in. Getting that nice hug of that leg, rolling that right ankle one direction, and then shifting, rolling it in the other direction. Good. Shoot that right leg out, keeping that left leg in now. Rolling that ankle one direction, and then rolling it in the other. Still getting you acquainted with your breath. Bringing both those feet out, we're gonna shift. So we're flipping onto our stomach. Gaze fixed towards the mat. We're gonna plant those shoulders right by, or those hands right by our shoulders, and use them to lift up our upper body, to stretch out that core. Looking up towards the ceiling before shooting those hips back into child's pose. If you wanna stretch out your groin, open up those legs a bit to deepen that stretch. Walk your fingers out to the right to feel that stretch on the left side of your back. Inhaling, then exhaling into where you feel that stretch. One more. Coming back to the center, and then out to the side. The other side, feeling that stretch down the right side. Inhaling in, and then exhaling. Good. Coming back to the center, coming onto your knees, cat-cowing a few times, arching that back, and then letting it scoop. Nice rhythmic movement with your breath. Good. And we'll let those feet come up and walk to our fingers, letting our upper body droop over our feet, touching our toes, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no. One more time before slowly rolling up, stacking each vertebra of your spine on top of each vertebra, then your shoulders, and finally your head. Coming to the center, we're going to stretch out our neck before doing our full body stretches. So bringing that left hand, just tug slightly, just a very slight tug, just feeling that nice stretch. Keeping that slight bend in those legs. And then going to the other side. Good. And as always, we're going to finish our class with 3 nice full body stretches to think about the intentions that we met, set, and exceeded during today's class. So bringing those arms above those head, stretching out to the right, feeling that nice full body stretch, thanking your body for being here today, thanking yourself for coming to the center, coming to the side, thinking about all the amazing things you're going to do this week, finish off the semester strong, going into the summer, before coming to the center. One big final stretch of that body before exhaling and bringing those hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much. That finishes up today's class. I'm going to stop our recording now.